There's absolutely no way that Devin Haney can fight Aesop Pitbull Cruz next. I don't care if it's for a unification title or anything of that nature. That will absolutely destroy Devin Haney's career. What do you think about that, Sean?
Ooh, destroy his career?
It will destroy his career. I mean,
Man.
let's say it would destroy his career in the shortcoming. The reason why is because people think that Devin Haney do not fight dangerous opponents. You got people out there that's thinking that he only fight people that are short. If
Right.
they are in his age range, that have certain type of aesthetics that's
Mm-hmm.
beneficial to his style, and or they're old, or a combination of the two. They're older and they're shorter.
Yep.
So it's easier for him to defeat as an opponent. And I think that if he was to fight anyone else at the 140-pound division, that it would have to be someone that's in Teofimo Lopez or in Sabril Matias at least next before he fight in Aesop Pitbull Cruz. What do you think about that?
Yes, he does, but he has a mandatory that he has to fight. He has to fight. They've already put step aside money for
Sandor Martin.
Sando Martin. So hey, that's also a good matchup stylistically. That'll be the first time we actually see him against a pretty decent boxer. You
I
understand?
agree with you 1000% because Fred Sandor Martin is a boxer first. He's a
Yes.
boxer. He moves well. He's young. He has great counter ability. I mean, if you look at what he did with Mikey Garcia, he actually made the veteran look pretty much easy. He
Easy work.
almost beat Teofimo Lopez, and he had his nose broke within the first round
To,
within Teofimo Lopez.
to most, he did beat Teofimo Lopez, so he's a game opponent. He's definitely ready for Devin Haney, which is a fight that I wouldn't complain. But you got to think about the business. Is that the right fight for the business? Is Teofimo, is Matias more of a fight that you can sell? I would say so because their styles are more exciting.
It's the Cinderella story of boxing, right? It's always the boxer versus the puncher. The guy that have the sublime skill in order to be able to move his feet, move his head really, really well while imposing his will, but not in a way to where he's very dominating in a powerful way, but
Mm-hmm.
dominating in a very majestic type of way to hit and not get hit, which is the sweet science, right?
Right.
So, and then there's the ultimate puncher, the power puncher, the person that throws punches and bunches, and one of those punches can absolutely lay you flat on the canvas. So everyone always wants to see those styles clash. With those two styles clashing, that brings about the big bucks. Just like we used to always see with Floyd Money Mayweathers and the Maidanas, right? They want to see those type of styles clash because in people's mind, that will be the style that will tell us if Devin Haney is the real deal or not, right? That will be the style that let us know if he's everything we say he is.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But to be honest, I think that it's a fighter that's not being talked about enough that is really on the collision course with Devin Haney and Richardson Hitchens. And
Richardson Hitchens
I
is a
would
good
like
fighter.
I would like to see Devin Haney fight either T.O. first or
Mhm.
someone else outside of Matias. I would
I
like to
arguably
I
think
would
Richard Hitchison is a more dangerous style than Teofimo Lopez
No,
to Devin Haney.
absolutely. Absolutely. No pushback on that from me. But I would like to see Richardson Hitchens get his shot that he deserves
Mm.
against Matias. He's number one in the IBF if he wins this fight tonight.
Mhm.
Um so that's the fight that I want to see. I want to see Devin Haney fight someone who's a mirror splitting image of him so that we can see how would Devin fight when he has to bring out a different style. We've only seen Devin Haney have to really fight with one style. They've been different but merely similar in majority of his fights, which is just boxing. The bigger man
1000%.
outboxing the smaller men. Richardson Hitchens, he's the smaller man. He's going to have to
Mhm.
apply pressure. It's going to be similar to um
So
let's just
Devin will
say
have to make the adjustments because Devin will be
right,
smaller at that point.
right,
He will not have the reach advantage at that point,
right.
and his
Or
boxing ability is comparable to Devin's.
absolutely. Or it could be totally opposite. Or it could be Devin Haney just being the counter puncher that night, just because he's the smaller fighter and Richardson
Mhm.
Hitchens feels like he's strong. Devin is too small and just step to Devin all night. We could see that type of
1000%. So with the Isak Cruz, here's where we got Isak Cruz in a stern warning from Bill Haney. Let's check it out.
Let's do it.
That's me, baby. Hot like fire. Shout out to TJ, where we started at. And you guys said that you couldn't get there.
Shout out to Fight Hype. Y'all go check their channel out and subscribe.
We said we was fighting tomato cans. We came out of TJ all the way to the top. Undisputed. And millions in minutes.
Bill, what do you make of, obviously, Pitbull Cruz found out your son saying he wants to rumble with him?
Pitbull, you gonna get it. You gonna get it. As soon as we handle this business with Ryan Garcia, I want to see if you talking all that fat mouthing. You know, I ain't gonna disrespect Teofimo Lopez Sr. because you know you got a belt and we got a belt. So I wouldn't put nobody in front of the Lopez's because that's the ultimate grudge match. But Pitbull Cruz, you keep talking, you speeding up that list. And if you really want to get it, Devin Haney is the man to go through.
All right, so you hear him say, Pitbull Cruz, if you keep talking, you're speeding up that list. And if you keep talking, then Devin Haney is the man that's going to give it to you. Like I stated before, Devin Haney cannot afford to fight with Isak Pitbull Cruz right now. It's because he's going to confirm in a lot of people's mind that Devin Haney is picking and choosing. I mean, it's only one way that he don't fight Sandor Martin, and that's to vacate the WBC belt. But then there will also cement in other people's minds that he don't want to fight anyone that is dangerous or that have the skills that are comparable to his and feet that are comparable to his that will make him look anything less than perfect inside of the ring. That's what I pick up from that. That's why I think that Devin Haney fighting a Pitbull Cruz could be absolutely devastating for his career in the meantime, in the future, as far as right now, for what people will think about him.
Absolutely. I agree with
okay,
that.
Let's go to the next clip.
Man, that's the thing, too. I'm going to say this and I'm going to let y'all go. Like, I understand we got weight classes for a reason, and I understand a lot of those guys, they had to do that just to make money and get an opportunity. But, man, I've been hearing more fighters comment about weight. Like what a fighter is the night of the fight. He's bigger than me, than I ever have in my life. And my thing is like, I wish you would come in 20 pounds over what you came in at 20 hours or 24 hours. I wish you would. Kovalev came in, I'm licking my child. I wish you would. All that means is you took off a lot of weight and your body rebounded. And yeah, I'm gonna get all that up out of you. I'm gonna make you feel the weight loss and all the stuff. Like,
all right, guys, before we continue this video, go ahead and make sure you smash the like button, and subscribe to the channel. Let's listen to Andre Ward break this down.
Like, that's like, you should be happy about that. It is a size thing, but it ain't a size thing from a, to a point where you can't overcome it. So it's just interesting to me hearing fighters, man, say so much about he's gonna be bigger than me. Like, for them to concede that openly and publicly, it's amazing to me. Like, yeah, that's some of the story, but like, that's not a good thing. And I get the Joey Gamache and, Arturo Gotti when Arturo did what he did to him, but that's the exception, not the rule. If you know how to fight, you can neutralize a fighter's height, a fighter's reach, a fighter's power, a fighter's skill. Like,
is part of this a reference to Canelo with David and Tank with Haney?
No, I'm saying just in general. I've heard a lot of fighters, ain't just them.
Right.
I don't I get it, but I don't get it. Like, I get it. Like, you got to factor that in. Like, man, he gonna come in kind of heavy fight night. But that's something me and my team talk about. Like, for them to use that as a reason why there needed to be a weight stipulation or a reason why, like, I'm not taking a fight, I ain't really never heard of that. So that's yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm.
And see, this is true. We have not heard of that. This is the first time as boxing fans we've actually heard fans come out and try to show us what the weight is of a fighter on their fight night. Like, why is this coming out now? Like, see, that's the difference between, I feel like Andre is kind of hitting towards the difference between this time and his time, the past times. Because the past times we had fighters that would display the mentality of actual true champions, and no matter what, they want to get a rumble. They don't care how big you are. They want to rumble.
I mean, you hear what Andre Ward said. He said that if you came in over 20 pounds on the night of the fight, I wish you would do that. That speaks to the characteristics and the mentality of him and also his era. He knows that if you're coming in and your body have to rebound that much, that you probably not 100% on that night, right?
You
probably don't have all the mustard on your punches, and your stamina probably won't look the same neither. So in his mind, he almost dare you to try him like that.
Exactly.
Because it's almost like how people were stating with the Shakur Stevenson, that if Devin Haney was going to stay at 135, a weight to where he was actually drained at, it was absolutely dangerous for him. And then to fight someone as dangerous as Shakur Stevenson, it would have been the greatest form of disrespect, in my opinion, because Shakur Stevenson is someone you absolutely want to come in at your peak. You want to come in with your stamina at its highest. You want to come in with everything, no flat, no cut on your punches. You want to make sure that you're at top tier for a guy like Shakur Stevenson. So
definitely
I do
want to be at your best.
For sure, 1,000%. I agree with Ward with what he said. So what does this say about the mentality of not also the fighters, but the fans in the sport of boxing nowadays? What does that say?
That's a very good question. I could say that the fans are, it seems like the fans are enabling it in this point in this point of the game, because the fans is always making excuses for certain fighters. Oh, he doesn't have to fight him, he's too big. No, bro, like this is not the mentality that old fans had. Old fans, even if you talk to an elderly person who grew up watching boxing, they're gonna say, "Man, why these guys ain't fighting?" They asking the young guys, "Why these guys ain't fighting?"
That is true. 1,000%. 1,000%.
We couldn't even tell you. Like, bro, not
only that, they said that they should have fought a couple times. So they're expecting the top fighters to lose and then go back and rematch, right?
Exactly.
They're expecting this of fighters. See, just look at the mentality that they had back then. And I like what you said. This generation is one of enablers, right? It's a coddling generation to where we take individuals, we coddle their feelings. Everything is trauma. These are fighters that we're talking about. Depression and whatnot. Now, I'm not saying that stuff isn't real. No, I'm not being insensitive towards that stuff. But what I am saying is there's a fine line to where, a healthy amount of anxiety, a healthy amount of fear in a fighter, that's understandable. We get that. If a guy comes in bigger than you, it can be an intimidation factor to some degree, right? But it should not stop you from making a fight. However, if someone is sucking themselves down to where it's absolutely dangerous, that guy needs to move up. I mean, because if it's dangerous to you, your body is literally telling you you cannot perform at that weight anymore.
Yes.
So we have another young, talented fighter in Ryan Garcia coming up next. We have some sparring that I want to share with you today. Ryan Garcia, man, he got that power in both of those hands. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Let's continue. Okay, Ryan Garcia come around the guard with the left hook and then the right straight. Knocks his opponent across the canvas. Look at it again. Jab. Left hook around the guard and then the right straight. I mean, this guy, man. What do you see when you said, because this don't tell the whole story to me, right? Someone could be getting beat up the whole sparring match, and I'm not saying that Ryan Garcia has gotten beaten up the whole sparring match. I'm just saying that this doesn't tell the story. Is it just a snippet? I want to see like who's he's working with. Like what is the story behind that?
I don't know. It's hard to tell, but to be quite honest, that clip is not impressive. I don't know if Ryan, that was on Ryan's Twitter page. He put that out himself, right? So he's in the mindset of, oh yeah, look at me, look at what I'm doing in sparring, right? But to any person who knows boxing and watches boxing, that was not impressive. Did you see how lousy that left hook was?
The left hook had a lot of fat on it. I can tell you that much. That if you're in there with elite fighters, they can see that left hook coming from a mile of weight. Man. The guy was in a high guard position. with Ryan Garcia is I don't think you want to be in a high guard position with Ryan Garcia that close with his speed and his power, because that guy will absolutely tee off on you, as you can see what happened inside of the sparring match.
You know, one thing about Ryan that is such a big mistake still that is like hard to believe that he still does. He stands up so straight and stiff, bro. So straight and stiff, right? So he's really, he probably has more power than he's actually displaying, because he doesn't get any power from his legs. It's all upper body when he throws a punch. If you watch Ryan Garcia, especially just that little clip right there, he's standing straight up with every punch he threw, but he still got the knockdown.
Right.
Now imagine if he's actually turning his foot, planting his foot into his shots.
Right. Actually doing the techniques that's supposed to be. You know what? What does that say about
potential, man?
What does that say about the sparring partners? What does that say about the work that he's getting? I mean, if he's doing all these mistakes, right? Isn't it upon your opponent to capitalize, see those mistakes, make the proper adjustments, and then capitalize off of those mistakes?
Yes, you need some quality work to push you, especially as a champion. And if you're trying to go for a belt against a top 5 pound for pound fighter right now, he's not getting 1,000%. The quality work.
1,000%. I think that if Ryan Garcia is not getting a certain quality of work, that it can actually hurt his performance against Devin Haney, because he's going to need to be in there with someone that can, I don't want to say emulate, but can have a style that's very similar to Devin Haney's style. You know what I mean? He's absolutely going to need that. That's going to be invaluable to Ryan Garcia in this camp.
Oh man, you remember you said this a while back. We were just chopping it up on the phone or something, I think, and you said Ryan Garcia desperately needs the guy that's 135 that fights just like Devin, bro.
Oh yeah.
I'm about to get his name. I gotta get his name for the chat real quick, man.
I mean, absolutely. That guy, I have never seen no one move in no one's body frame just like Devin. Man, he fights just like Devin. Not only that, that guy fights at 135 pound division, right? Yes. So if he fights at the 135 pound division, that's just what he weighs in at. That guy's obviously bigger now. He obviously should be training now. He fights just like Devin. If it's anyone that is a reflection of Devin Haney's style, it's that guy. I can't remember his name right now.
I'm about to get it right here.
Right. I can't remember his name right now, but I mean, that guy just, if you guys can take a second and actually go and look at this fighter once I give you the name, last fight, you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about. Ryan needed this guy all camp, not just for a piece of camp. He needed him all camp. You see what I'm saying? So until you're able to get that name, we're going to go to our next clip.
You know, I know they want me. I know I'm the guy that, you know, I'm the guy that bullies the bullies. I'm the guy that steps up, you know what I'm saying, when nobody wants to. I'm the guy that steps in and saves the day. So they might need me to come save the day and go fight Matias. They might need me to go, because, you know, guys say that they want to become champion, but then they say it's a weight hydration limit on the IBF rules or something like that. You can't. Since when did we ever do this? You never been a world champion before. You never accomplished nothing, and you talking about a rehydration limit. Like you somebody. You're not nobody. So like I said, they might need me to step in, you know, save the day and bully the bully. Fight.
And for context, everyone, he's talking about Richardson Hitchens right now. He's going to be the #1 contender at the IBF title with Subriel Matias. So Devin is saying that he needs to take that opportunity if it is presented to him and not cry in or complain about the 10-pound rehydration clause.
Hey, what you remember what fight card that was that we watched?
Now we'll be able to get it for them and put it in the description after the video.
All right, cool. That's cool.
Yeah, we'll be able to put it in the description for the viewers after the video.
Bet.
Let's go ahead and continue.
The guys that these guys don't want to fight, and I will. What do you make of? And I said, oh, I don't know about, I'm not really interested in being undisputed, but now I am.
At 140?
At 140.
What do you make of like the boogeyman aura, like they're trying to portray on Matias?
Nah, they're using that to sell him. But he ain't no boogeyman to me. And after this fight, if he want to explore the fight, if he wants to fight, he's with Eddie. I'm over here with Eddie. Me and Eddie work together. That fight could be made.
You still interested in 140?
If Tio want it, I'm over here at Top Ring right now. We can make that fight too. So listen,
You're everywhere.
I'm everywhere. Listen, it don't matter. I want to make the biggest fights happen with the best fighters in the world because I truly believe I'm the best. And I'm not just talking. I'm not on Twitter just saying this. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm for real.
It seems
check my resume. It shows.
I actually like, shout out to Fight Hype. You guys go check the rest of that video out. I actually like what Devin is saying. Devin is saying that I want the Teofimo Lopez and the Subriel Matias next. If it's Teofimo Lopez that wants it, I'm at Top Rank. He can get it. Subriel Matias, he's over there. He has a great relationship with his own. He will be able to make that fight next. What's the smirk on your face, young buck? Go ahead, man. Tell us what you think about Haney and what he had mentioned.
Man, Devin is really throwing me, man. For real.
How's he throwing you? What happened?
It's just like, yeah, you're talking, right? You're the big dog, you're the money guy in the division or whatever, right? But we got to keep it real now. Devin's not keeping it real, okay? Because Devin is still a blown up 140 pounder, if you ask me. He was definitely a blown up 135 pounder. So for him to say at one time, oh, I'll stay at 35, defend my belts,
sure,
right? For Tank or Shakur, but then moves up to 140. And then when they asked him, would you do a rehydration clause with Tank? Because let's be real, if Tank sends Devin a contract, more than likely he's gonna want to fight him with a rehydration clause, unless it's at 140 or 135, like, because
he's going to want to put a rehydration clause because he said that he feels uncomfortable at 140.
Right. Okay. So cool. Right. So he's the champion at 140 right now. Richardson Hitchin is not the champion. He's still trying to get his shot at a belt. Either he should have had his shot at the WBC, but Devin is, he's not the man. He was number 2 in the WBC. He's number 1 in the IBF, right? So at the IBF, you have to do the rehydration clause in order to fight for the belt. Now, what a lot of fans don't know is if you fight for the belt and you're already a champion with a different belt, with a different sanctioning body, you don't have to you don't have to adhere to that 10-pound rehydration clause for exclusively the IBF belt, because technically it's for 2 belts. Right. So Devin is out here.
You said money. Right. You said Devin is talking cash money because he know that he doesn't have to do that.
Exactly.
If ever he was to fight Subriel Matias,
if he was in Richardson Hitchens' shoes right now as we speak, we know good and well he gonna be like, man, like he said at 135, man, this weight is getting tougher and tougher for me to make. Now let's knock it off, bro. Let's knock it off, Devin. Don't try to come at Richardson Hitchens, who's bigger than you, for just keeping it real and saying this weight is going to be tougher.
So you think the only reason why he's popping his gums is because he don't have to do it? He don't have to do it.
The only reason, the only thing Richardson Hitchens said is that it's going to be tough for him to wait. He didn't say, oh, I don't want to fight Matias. He ain't ducking no smoke. He just said the weight going to be tough for me to make. So I need to get a test run. That's all he said. He said, I want to test out the IBF. Which is why he's fighting for it right now, fighting in that sanctioned body this fight. So he
also said if he feels good Saturday night, then if that offer do comes
That's
his
gonna be
way,
his.
then why
Yeah,
not? That's why
absolutely,
he would take the fight. 1,000%.
absolutely.
So
So
that's
it's like,
actually here.
man, Devin just talking that hot, cash money, but Richardson
Uh,
Hitchens really do it to that boy, man, for real.
for sure. We're gonna hear Richardson Hitchens' response. Salute.
A lot of people making about the Matias stuff, like you get people understanding. Of course, he wants to rehydrate and be as strong as possible for a killer like Matias. But then other people, well, what do you mean? 10 pounds or not? That's a shot at the world title.
You got guys like Devin Haney saying, "Oh, when have we ever heard of that?" Devin Haney's coming in at 165 a fight. Coming at 165. Devin Haney would never go in the ring with. I don't believe Devin. I mean, I don't know. I don't believe he'll go in the ring with no fucking Matias at one, like with that rehydration effect, because the guy's getting to 165. I'm not even getting to 165 and I'm complaining. The guy, if Devin Haney was so oh, when have we ever heard of that? Or if you want to fight, he would fight Tank at 140. I mean, he would fight Tank with a rehydration clause to make the fight happen, because that's his biggest money fight. That's the legacy fight, and Tank don't want to go up to 140 and fight and let Devin go up to 65. So why you don't take that a catchweight, since you feel like we never heard of that? And then the guy keeps saying, he got to come do it again, or he got to go beat Matias. The guy know he ain't never beat no killer. There ain't nobody he ever fought that. Nobody was not trying to fight. I already said what I had to say on that situation. I just wanted to address that situation.
All fact.
Fight, just to let the people know, the guy I love so much is man. It's just, man, it is what it is. The guy's just a fraud, and I just got to focus on Saturday, focus on my fight. Like I said, it's a tough fight. Every fight is a tough fight, and I just got to go out there and just go out there and get the victory.
So you're saying Devin didn't never fight no killer? You said all facts. What do you mean by all facts? Devin never fought a killer? We can't hear you.
My fault, family. What I mean by all facts is Richardson Hitchens said that at 135, it wasn't nobody that he fought that everybody else wasn't trying to fight.
That is.
It ain't no killer at 135.
What about Loma?
Hold on now. It ain't no killer at 135 that Devin, when at the time that Devin fought them, was a killer. None of them. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think I disagree with that one, because Teofimo had already beat in the Vasily Lomachenko, who everyone had called Matrix, and then
but everybody was trying to fight Lomachenko as well.
But not only that, remember Jermaine Ortiz had fought Vasily Lomachenko, and he didn't look like the Matrix in that fight neither. So do Richardson Hitchens actually have a point? Is everyone that Devin fought, in the time he fought them, everyone was dodging? Because if you think about it, Regis looked good. Regis did look good, but the Zorilla fight really dropped his stock by the time Devin fought him. Not through no fault of Devin's own doing, right? Through no fault of his own. But his stock still wasn't as high as it was prior to that fight. He still wasn't that killer that everyone seen. Everyone knew that he had power. Everyone respected, what he had done in the past and what he achieved. But that's why I think that what Richardson Hitchens said bleeds into my point even more. Devin has to fight a killer. He needs to fight a Sabrina Matias. I would say more than a Teofimo Lopez, because Teofimo Lopez didn't look good in his last outing.
He hasn't been looking so good in his in multiple of his last outings.
Because Josh Taylor,
for sure, but
Josh Taylor was so good that we forgave anything else he did, right? We forgot about the Sandor. We forgave it, right? We said we knew that the George Kambosos fight was a fluke because of how he did Josh Taylor. But then he doubled back, and when he doubled back and absolutely looked crazy against Jermaine Ortiz, everyone started to think like, hey, maybe this guy is extremely inconsistent. Not only is he inconsistent, but maybe this guy is not who we think he is when it comes down to boxers. Now, when it comes down to boxers, this guy may not look as exciting and as, entertaining, explosive as we seen in previous fights. Maybe he needs some people to come forward. Maybe he needs you to be flat foot. Maybe he needs your intangibles to match up with his intangibles. Perfect. So because of that reason, he has to fight Matias. Nobody has absolutely dominated and destroyed Matias in a way that he did against Regis. You get what I'm saying? If he can do that against Matias, I'm telling you, man, everything that everyone has said in their mind as far as Devin Haney fans will be confirmed. And everyone that doubted Devin Haney before, some of those individuals will start to think maybe this guy is the real deal. Not all of them, but maybe this guy is the real deal, and they want to see him through other tests. Your mic is muted.
True. Even depending on how he handles Garcia, people will do that as well. Say this guy's real. Like if he goes in there and he just makes it look completely easy and stops him like I predict him to, then he will get his credit for it as well. I think that's the only way he gets his credit for beating Ryan Garcia for me. That's the only way.
I would think he will. I think people can concede in their mind that Devin will beat him, but in a way where we'll go to the scorecards, right? They can see
think
that.
So?
Yeah, people can see that in
like
their
just
mind.
The fans,
yeah, people, because not only the fans, if you go around boxing media, if you go around the boxing news and the boxing streets, everyone can see it being a decision in favor of Devin Haney, if not a unanimous, a split, but in favor of Devin Haney. And I rarely ever hear split anything.
Yeah,
rarely ever hear split, but definitely I hear unanimous.
I think it's a good amount of people too, though, that do think Devin will stop him.
But here's the thing. Devin stopping Ryan Garcia will be the exact stamp he will need on that fight in order to earn the respect from certain fans in boxing. He would need to stop him, because if he don't stop him, it was already thought that he would do that against Garcia. But if Garcia can make it a challenging fight, then individuals will then be questioning Devin Haney with speed, because Ryan Garcia have speed, with youth, because Ryan Garcia is around his age, with length, because Ryan Garcia is actually taller than Devin Haney. That will confirm a lot of other individuals' beliefs. So we finished up with Richardson Hitchens, and the heated debate with Devin Haney absolutely does continue. But we're now going to jump into the X. Let's go. All right. We jumped into the X. So we have a subscriber on X had to reach out to Richardson Hitchens. Hales Richardson said, Devin just said you are a nobody, my boy. And then Richardson Hitchens respond, got everything to say, but ain't bringing up when I said I want to fight him, huh? That should tell you something, Ninja. Now know what it is. He shared the ring with me numerous times. He know what's up with me. All right, let's go. I can't say the N-word, but I'm going to try to paraphrase for you guys on here. We don't want to get demonetized. Okay, so Brandon says that he's talking like that because he knows that the IBF 10-pound rehydration rule doesn't apply when it's a unification fight. You're right, though. He would never do the 10-pound rehydration limit. Look what he did against Loma. He had over 36 hours to rehydrate versus a blown up featherweight. And then he had Hitchison said, I'm glad you know if he about his word, he's a nobody compared to Tank. Fight Tank with a dehydration clause and show the world you're willing to make the biggest fights happen. And let's see how quick he jump on that. Woo! With a dehydration clause, I mean, I don't think it's smart for anybody to fight Gervonta Tank Davis with a dehydration clause. Sean, what you think about that one?
You better not do that.
You better not fight Tank. I mean, you fighting Tank normal, you still may get your lights knocked out.
You're gonna be looking. You're gonna be looking worse than you was looking against Jorge Linares. I know
Oh
that
yeah.
much.
Oh, for sure. You gonna have Adrian Broner. I ain't gonna lie, I'm
He
getting
gonna be
booked.
looking worse than Spence.
Oh, for sure. And then we have another response from Will. He said he would have probably 150 pounds when he stepped in the ring at 135. I'm thinking he's talking about against Loma. He said that N-word was definitely stepping in the ring bigger than 150 at 135. That's why he was fiending to fight Loma, because he knew he was way bigger. How your next fight after that fight, you come in at 165. The F, think about it. These guys are going in on Devin the Dream Haney in his weight. And then Richardson Hitchens' final words. Dude talking about bully the bully. Who the F did this guy fight that anyone was avoiding? You need to stop letting this kid lie to the media as if he's doing something special. He keeps telling Shakur rematch Edwin. He needs to give Loma a rematch. Half the world thought he lost that fight. Woo! Woo!
Couple hooks up in there when he was
We
talking.
got some fire between these two guys, man.
I want to see it.
We got some fire between these guys. I mean, let's ask this: Did he lie? You know, did he lie? You know, the only thing I can say with Richardson Hitchens is that he couldn't. Well, could I say that he couldn't rematch Loma because he was going to fight Shakur?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was for the comment.
So if you was going to fight Shakur, you could have rematched Loma.
Absolutely. He said he sent the contract. He said we know what happened today on Fight Night. We do know what happened.
So Devin Haney hasn't fought anyone that anyone was avoiding. I mean, I rest my case. It would be devastating for him to fight an Isaac Cruz right now, as opposed to fighting a Subriel Matias or a Teofimo Lopez. And I say Subriel Matias first because people are avoiding Subriel Matias. They are.
So you don't think he would get the same credit for fighting the Isaac Cruz than he would?
No, because Isaac Cruz stature, his intangibles would allow for Devin and his intangibles to look dominant. I'm not saying Isaac Cruz is not a good fighter. He's a good fighter.
Right.
But he would not look good like that against Devin Haney.
So do you think the order matters at which he fights them? Because he did just say in the interview we watched that he's going for undisputed.
If he fights Subriel Matias next and beat him in a dominant fashion, he can fight any of those guys next. It's fine. Because it was stamped, okay, this guy's the real deal. He fought monsters. Monsters look like mere men compared to him. He is literally the elite that will have to fight special or other elite talents.
Yeah, and I agree, because I think right now is the perfect time to fight Matias, because I do think it's other guys at 140 that can beat him. So he needs to be the first.
1,000%.
He needs to be the first 1,000%. To beat him to get the full credit and to be that pound for pound guy that everybody's saying. Although when he does beat Matias, which I believe, they're not gonna give him credit because Matias didn't beat no one, right? So
1,000%. But we're not going to be able to act as if the boxing community did not say that Devin was ducking Matias. So if he fought someone that he was ducking, then you can't then double back and say that he never fought someone.
Yeah,
because it has to be a reason you're saying that Devin is ducking him, right? So you're still going to have to eat your words. And the boxing community is hailing Matias as one of those monsters. He needs to take one of those monsters down.
Yeah, that's the guy that everyone deemed as the boogeyman of the division. So
and still does deem as the boogeyman of the division. Right. But this has been Ring Rivals in the Morning with you guys. I hope we have helped you guys get to your commute. We appreciate you guys. My name is A-Side. I am the host of Ring Rivals, and I'm here with
Sean, the co-host of Ring Rivals. Make sure you guys keep tuning in. We're gonna have a lot more content coming very, very, very often. Y'all stay tuned Take us out.
We appreciate you guys for showing up. Again, you guys, go ahead and always shuffle over to that like button, punch it, and then left hook the subscribe button. We appreciate you guys. Until next time, peace.